sitting on the top now. No, nothing can move you.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. It is your boy Bob TV, and welcome to another episode of the Bobby Brown Show on the go. And new show, final show, last show. I'm killing the Rob Report show. Too many people named Rob, and too many people trying to do the Rob Report. And I know we got couple famous people named Bobby Brown, but that is my name too. So I figure I'll try to, make a play off the name and see where we go. Today we're going to talk about Cenk, whatever you want to call him, Pink. I don't know what you call him. Cenk Uygur, Jimmy Dore. At one time, great friends. When Cenk was on MSNBC, he invited Jimmy Dore on his show and liked Jimmy's political perspective as a comedian. And as they began to partner up and do shows together, like the Aggressive Progressives, it let disagreement become a fallout. Look, understand this about me, okay? I may disagree with you, but I'm not going to be visceral and fall out with you. Now, I don't know if Jimmy is like that with Cenk, Pink, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if Cenk, Pink, or Cenk is like that with Jimmy. But don't let your disagreements break up a friendship. I got family members who don't have the same mentality I have when it comes to political affairs. And it's okay. At the end of the day, none of these people know me. Something happened to me right now, none of them going to call me, none of them going to be there. So why I'm going to be bust my behind trying to disagree with my family members and my friends so hard that they're out of my life when they're the ones that I will lean on the most when I'm at my time of need. Not these people. I'm not fighting you over. I wasn't fighting you over Trump or Biden because both of them was biggest, and I wasn't voting for neither one of those biggest in the first place. But I never told you not to vote. I just told you I'm not voting for those two. But there's a whole lot of other reasons to vote. Ballot initiatives. You might have somebody in your district that you want that promised to do things for you, and you're going to give them a shot, see what they're going to do. That's how I was about AOC. That's how I was about Jamal Bowman. Now I live in a district where Jamal Bowman live at. And AOC has impressed me sometimes, and a lot of times she don't. And just like any other politician, you do right by the people, I got your back. I'm going to support you in that particular thing that you're doing right by your people. I'm not going to 100% throw my support about you just because you're a Democrat, just because you're a progressive, just because you're Justice Democrat, which really just mean just us Democrats. To me, this is another wing of the Democratic Party that leans more toward the leadership than the people. In other words, they'll rather offend the people than offend the leadership. I have yet to see them really go on point, totally going 100% bucking up the system against the system. They can talk the game, but when it come to actually making something happen that bucks up against the system, I don't see much of that happening. Told Jamal Bowman, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Told AOC, I passed out flyers for AOC. I made phone calls for AOC. AOC goes raise money for Texas, which is cool, but let the Texas politician or the Texas Democrat do that. You got people right here in New York City that need $12 million. People who don't have the money to pay a bill, don't have people still going through COVID mess, and she wouldn't raise money for them, and people talk, slow your roll on her. Man, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm not slowing the roll on neither of these politicians. When you do right by the people, I got you. And when I say by the people, your constituents first, nobody else. Your constituents first, nobody else. Let me rephrase that. Your constituent first, then other people. AOC, what have you done for your constituents? The only time I see you really show up and show out is when it's time to get something from the people. Typical politics. I had a bump in with AOC, and the only reason she was in there because she's trying to get voted again, which she did in the landslide. But I didn't see her go all out. We got youth centers that haven't gotten the funding yet. We got after-school program that haven't gotten the funding yet. We got a lot of kids who are not able to do homeschooling because they don't have the money to get a computer. Even with the stimulus pack, Mama said stimulus pack got to go to pay bills. But Ma, I need a computer. Well, your federal government leader, AOC, should be able to secure with some kind of company a bunch of laptops, a bunch of iPads. But let me get off them. Let's get on these two. Because Jimmy Dore recently tried to do a force to vote movement. And let's talk about that right now.
I have got an actual plan to get us a vote on Medicare for all in the House of Representatives. What? All that is required to get a vote on Medicare for all in the House of Representatives is for 15 congressional progressives to use their power. Will they? Because America needs Medicare for all right now.
Now, which is true. Majority of the Americans, and see, this is one of the points that I hit home on when it comes to reparation. We don't need everybody. We just need a majority. And whether we get a majority or not, we're still going to continue to push it. We're still going to continue to apply political pressure. We're still going to deny you power. Black people going to start denying Democrats power. Well, you're going to just get a Republican power. No, I'm not giving Republican power. The only way you give people power is the power of your vote, not the power of your no vote. You want my vote, come earn it. And it's going to always be that way. You want my vote, then you need to put reparations on the platform, not just on the table, but on the platform. Some people, they're non-starter is Medicare for all. Then some people non-starter is education. Some people non-starter is reparations. Here in this case, we got over 80% of Americans who want Medicare for all, and then we got politicians who are ignoring the 80%. And when it's time to put it to a floor vote, they want to come up with every excuse. And then you got people going to get mad at Jimmy Dore because he come up with a plan to get 15, just 15, not everybody, just 15, to force them to put it to the floor vote. And one of the main culprits to shy away, run from, buck away, scream and holler and squirm and is AOC. Because she don't want to upset Mama Bear. She needs to be the leader again. Girl, you got more power than her. If anybody out of the 15 had the power to persuade or the power to bind her up and throw her in the corner and force her to do a floor vote, as it was AOC, because her popularity is Nancy Pelosi popularity is in the low 20s. Well, let's say higher up 20s. Let's say 30%. That suck, 30%. She was too afraid to do it. She didn't want to put the pressure on Mama Bear. Let me tell you something, people, because people get upset. One of the things that kill your ability to get things done in this world is familiarity. You becoming a fanboy. You becoming too familiar. You become falling in love where the politician stifles you. It paralyzes you. That's how people did with Bernie Sanders. That's how people did doing with AOC. That's how a lot of my black people are doing with Joe Biden, falling in love with a man who, on purpose, grafted, drafted, and brafted, dafted, whatever you want to call it, laws that directly attack black people. Jimmy comes up with a plan, say all we need is 15. And one of the main people to speak against this is Jimmy's nemesis / friend, I guess. Cenk, Chink, Pink, whatever his name, Uygur. who denigrated, shamed, and because Jimmy Dore was able to come up with an idea that can get more done than what he's done with the Justice Democrats since the foundation of this thing. Getting people elected to office is one thing, but then getting them to actually apply the political pressure on politicians is another thing. And then I hear the great Nina Turner, who I like, got the nerves to sit there and say, you know, they the best you got. Well, that's what the Democratic Party say about us. We the best you got. And because we sit there and eat that up, again, we stay stifled and paralyzed, always voting for lesser two evil. And as a result of that, we get in a stalemate and nothing get done. That's the best we got. No, it's not. It's a whole lot of people better than that. It's a whole lot of people that's ready to rock and roll and really get this done. And there's some people willing to lay their political life on the line and willing to not get elected. That's what AOC said. I don't care. I'm just going to go out here and get it done. I'm going to bring the ruckus. I'm going to bring the ruckus. I don't care if I get another term. I'm going to bring the ruckus. Well, it seemed like she cared about getting another term because she didn't bring the ruckus. And soon as it was time for her to get elected, she goes into town and just butters up to everybody. And when somebody like me get in her face and tell her, look, what about this and what about that? No lame excuse. It surprised me. She came out here to me, I think she was trying to find an excuse for not going to the inauguration because she was scared because of nut wings. And I get it. But all of a sudden, she's going to be out here marching with the workers in Hunts Point. Where were you when SEIU needed you? 32 BJ or 11.99. Where were you? Where were you when TWU was out there marching for better wages? Where were you? Did you show up at any of the board meetings with TWU? Where were you when CWU was out there trying to fight for new contract for his work? Where were you? And I don't care if you like it or not, I see her as a person that's become a Hollywood and more political and more calculated than any other politician. I'm sure she's no Ted Cruz, but she's becoming more calculated just like any other politician. We're trying to push a campaign at the airport, and Bernie Sanders and AOC, Cora Bush, and all of them was at that event in Long Island City, Queens, by Queens Bridge, and we asked them to stop by for 5 minutes because they got to go by the airport anyway to catch the plane to go back to Washington, D.C. Stop by for 5 minutes and just do a quick press conference. We're going to have the podium out there. All we need is 5 minutes. Come by Terminal 8, get it done because we about to do a little strike. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, not even AOC. I was there. I'm the one gave them the idea. I'm the one told them if Bernie Sanders wants your endorsement, AOC and anyone, any politician wants your endorsement, you make them earn it. Stop giving it to them. They're going to be in town this week. I got it from a friend of mine. They're going to be in town. They're going to be holding a rally at Long Island City. I knew this before most people know it. And I said, get on the phone and tell them, look, if you want our full endorsement, you'll come down there and support our workers. All we need is 5 minutes on a podium. Well, the person who was going for Biden didn't want me there no more. My one idea had more effect than their whole idea in a long time. They don't believe in holding politicians accountable. And here's Jimmy Dore believing in holding politicians accountable. Let me keep going.
Okay. We're in the middle of a pandemic. As people are losing their employment, they also lose their health care. This doesn't happen in any other first world industrial country on the planet.
At the time, over 25 million Americans, 25 million Americans lost their health coverage because they had to stay home. A lot of them are not coming back to work. A whole lot of them are not coming back to work. What do you do? You have one time to get them to put it to a floor vote in the House, and you're afraid to do it. And now we have the House, so-called, we have the House. We got majority of the Senate thanks to 2 independents and a conservative Democrat, which most Democrats are. Give me a second. Give me a second, people. And my whole point is people are struggling. This was the best time to get them what they need. And you got people want people are punks, little wusses, scared to buck up against the establishment. Scared. And my question is, why are you scared? You say you came to bring the ruckus. You said you don't care if you get one term. So why won't you put the heat on these politicians? Well, Jimmy Dore said, I'm going to put heat on these politicians, and I'm going to start with the squad because we elected them to be the Tea Party of the left, and we haven't seen any tea brewing, and we haven't seen anybody partying. As a matter of fact, we've seen more partying than pressuring. We've seen more partying than pressuring. Guys, excuse me. I don't know what's going on. Bear with me. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, so let me get back to this. So Jimmy had an idea, and one of his main culprits who were against him on that idea was Cenk Uygur. And he told Jimmy, you're doing it wrong. You're going to cause problem. What if it don't work? I mean, every excuse in the book not to do a forced to vote at all. He came up with every excuse in the book not to do a forced to vote. The timing is wrong. What about strategy? You're being too vicious and all that kind of stuff. Yet, here we go. And guess who we got? Doing the same thing. We got Cenk Uygur. Think, chink, pink, whatever you want to call him. We got him doing the same thing. Let's listen to Cenk Uygur talk about the forced to vote.
I have got an actual plan.
There's Jimmy. Again, Cenk joke Jimmy. Put him down. Told him he's doing wrong. I'm smarter than you, Jimmy. You don't own a big network like I do. I'm smarter than you. Former Republican, now Democrat. I'm smarter than you. I know strategy. That's what I built this network on. The network that you used to work on, Jimmy. I have strategy. I know what to do. They know me, and they know, and I know them. Yeah, we know a lot of them gave, and we know some of their donors gave you a lot of money to keep you alive, but yet you still asking people for money when you getting money from them. You talking about greedy. Let me tell you something, folks. If I had somebody donate a couple million to me, I ain't asking y'all for no money. If you want to continue to give, fine. But I'm not going to sit there and let you think that we're going under just to get money from you. I'm not doing that. Now, back to what I was saying. Jimmy came up with an idea to force them to put Medicare for all for a floor vote. Now, you know me. The only reason I'm talking about Medicare for all is because Medicare for all is the number one issue that most Americans say is important to you. Now, mine is reparations. Do I think Medicare for all benefit people? Yes, I do. I'm not going to sit there and act like it don't. But to me, it's not a priority for my community. You may believe it is, but it's not, because we can have Medicare for all, and my community still will suffer from that wealth gap, get starved out, and pretty much die off. And I can't let that happen. So after all that talking Jimmy Dore down, telling this force to vote stuff is crazy, and your strategy is wrong, and you're being too vicious. Let me tell you something. Oh, God. There's no such thing as too vicious, folks. Jimmy Dore is not being vicious. Jimmy Dore is a choleric. If you know personality traits, choleric are pretty much dominant with their speech and with their talk. They pretty much have no filter. They try their best, but it still don't work. That's a choleric. Cenk Uygur is a choleric. When you got two cholerics going back and forth, you're going to have issues. Get to know the personality trait. You got single, choleric, melancholy. I can go on and on. So you got two choleric battling each other. One come up with a great idea to actually pressure the squad or any other 15 politicians to get something done. You had somebody that was not even part of the squad, that's a Democrat, that denied Nancy Pelosi the vote. It was a strategy pretty much saying, look, I can't support you, Nancy. I can't support you, but I can if you put Medicare up for a floor vote. And if you got enough people saying that, denying her the one position that she wants most of all, she assumes she's going to be entitled to it, and y'all just helped her out, squad. Y'all helped her be entitled. Shamed him, shamed him, shamed him. And this is what he does when it comes to Bernie Sanders and his $15 an hour, which he's been preaching all this time. This is what he had to say.
All right. $15 minimum wage is something that Bernie Sanders came up with many years ago. He got all Democrats to at least pretend to be in favor of it all these years. And now it's really close. In the COVID relief bill, that bill passed the House. It's going to the Senate. But right now, the Democrats in the Senate don't plan on having it be in the Senate bill. And Bernie's the budget chair. So I'm going to ask you guys to do something for us, okay? For the country and for Bernie himself, too. I'm going to ask you to make videos asking Bernie Sanders to not kill the $15 minimum wage. It's his idea in the first place. We want to celebrate his victories. But right now, it's not slated to be in the bill in the Senate. Bernie can change that. There's no question in the world that he could change it. He could change it as a budget chair, or he could just simply introduce an amendment that they have to vote on. So the reason they don't want to vote on it is because they want to tell their voters, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, we want the minimum wage. Oh, yeah. Oh, but there was nothing we could do. The parliament.
Now, mind you, this guy got shamed by Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders didn't want to have nothing to do with him. After something came out, Bernie Sanders, like he does a lot, like he did with Zephyr Teachout, like he even done with Nina Turner, that he shied away from them in their comments, all to appease the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders is a Democratic appeaser. You cannot be a revolutionist and be a Democratic appeaser. Revolutionists don't appease the people. Revolutionists got their stand and they'll die on that stand. And they'll rather be considered a martyr standing on that than appeasing. $15 an hour was his idea. And what Cenk is asking that's different from Jimmy Dore is, instead of you, we don't want you applying the pressure on politicians. We want you to apply the pressure on this politician by sending videos, cute little videos. Oh, please, Bernie, please, and cute little videos. Now, Bernie says he's going to fight, he's going to vote against it. But you honestly think cute little videos is going to sway a politician? I believe they will, but it can't be cute little videos. It got to be videos that's viciously saying. I mean, when I say viciously, dominantly saying, with fervor. Pretty much saying, I'm not taking no mess. If you do not do this, when it comes time for you to get reelected, and if you live in my district and you want my vote, you can forget about it. And I'm going to work hard to convince other people not to vote for you because you all talk and no action. Either you're going to show me you about it, or you're going to be about it somewhere. Understand this, folks. When you get a job, and us voting for these politicians, we're actually hiring them to work for us. Why would you think being nice and cordial? No, let me tell you something. You got too many violations on your job. Your boss is going to call you in the office and say, look at, bro. Look at Rob. Sit down. I'm going to tell you this one more time. You do this again, you're fired. I don't want to hear it. You do this, most of your boss is not going to be, come here, sit down. You want a cupcake? You want some coffee? Take your shoes off, relax. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about doing your job. Lately, you haven't been doing your job, and and I just ask you nicely that you do your job. I love you. I care about you. You're my hero, and I want you to do your job. Please do your job. And look, I'm looking forward to you doing your job. Take those cupcakes and that coffee with you. No, your boss come in and said, look here, this is your second violation. You got one more. If you don't do it, you're fired. And why do you guys don't think this is how you should treat your politician? You the one voted for them. You the one hired them. Not no donors, nobody but you. You the one pulled the lever or slip your card in there, however crooked way they got doing elections now. Sign the paper and put it through the scanner or whatever, and you have to put it in 2, 3, 4 times sometimes, because it happened to me a couple of times. You think a video talking to them sweet and acting like you're a fanboy and acting like you adore them and you love them, and they're going to feel all ooey gooey inside and they're going to go with you instead of the party? No, you got to let them know, look here, bruh, I'm going to send you a video. Bet that up. I'm going to send you a video, and in this video, I'm telling you, if you don't vote for this, if you don't put this to a floor vote, don't you dare have one of your representatives come knock on my door, because they're liable to get fussed out. Don't you even, man. And if they come to your door, you can say, look, man, if y'all don't stop knocking on my door, man, I asked your man to do one thing, and he wouldn't do it. But, well, we going to disappoint you sometimes. Yeah, and I'm going to disappoint you too. I mean, I love Nina Turner, but she said, look, I'm going to disappoint you. I don't need you to tell me that you're going to disappoint me. Do your best not to disappoint me. Because if you plan on disappointing me, when I put you in that position, not you, I voted you in that position, a whole bunch of us voted you in that position to do a certain job, and you don't do it, guess what? I'm going to disappoint you. Next time you run for office, I'm getting you out of there. But that's the best we got. It don't matter. It's always somebody that's willing to do a job you ain't willing to do, just like on any job. That's why a lot of people come into this country, especially people from south of the border, they come to this country because they'll do a job you're not willing to do. Because you think you're too good to do the job, so they'll come to do the job. And sometimes they'll do it cheap. I do all this $5. I do all this $10 for you. I clean up everything. I clean your yard good, $10, $25. Barely can speak. And if you don't, guess what? Get out my yard and you ain't getting the $10, $15, $25. Get out of here. The bottom line is this. We send these politicians to go out there and do a job. And if you don't do what majority of these electorates tell you to do, you need to be fired. Yeah, we'll probably give you one chance to get it right again. But you consistently not getting it right, or you consistently being a coward and hiding behind, mama bear and your personal relationship with these people. And folks, that's what kills us from not getting anything done. These people who we elect into office, they become real personal with these friends, or these people on Congress, on Capitol Hill, or these people on Capitol Hill on purpose become buddies with you so they can't get nothing done. They become buddy with them so they can't get nothing done. I remember back in the day, I had a buddy of mine, he was playing college football, and the Florida Gators were going to look at bringing him in. So he came to the campus, and guess who was waiting for him at the airport? The Gator girls. That's right. The Gator girls are beautiful, fine, sexy. You can see they got on the Gator girl outfit in the pom-pom, greeting you at the hangar bay. Oh, you feeling good? All these beautiful women up here to see me? What's up? What's up? And yeah, and the whole point is they're trying to finesse you into being a part of that college. They don't like you, man. Well, one of them might, two of them might, because you might become a star player. One of them might end up being your wife if you play your cards right. But yeah, they send these Gators girl to cozy and mosey on you, and then you get the whole world thrown at you. Why? Because they want you to get close to them. They want you to love them so you can make a decision to be with them instead of the other guys. That's what happens when you go to Washington, D.C. And I'm telling you, everybody who go to Washington, D.C., they meet this welcoming committee. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, congratulations. Down on the down low, they can't stand you because you're not sold out as them, but they're going to be working on it. They will work on it. And a lot of reason why people like AOC and a lot of these people in the squad won't get the job done for you is because they're too familiar with these punk politicians, which in turn turn them into punk politicians because they won't get their job done. And the key is when you start calling these people personal names like Mama Bear. This man Bernie Sanders denied Cenk Uygur, Chink, Pink, whatever you want to call it, when he was trying to run for office. He had to drop out. Let me keep going.
Tarian and the Jim Jablowskian and whoever the hell Elsian and whatever excuse we make up. Oh, we got enough votes in the House. Pelosi passes it. We don't have enough in the Senate. Oh, Schumer had to kill. There was nothing he could do. Oh, Schumer has enough votes. Oh, we don't have enough votes in the House. Pelosi kills it. I've seen this shell game for literally decades now. So what? But we cannot have Bernie participating in it. Bernie, you got to make him vote. Our mantra over the next 4 years.
Yeah, and I agree with him on that. Bernie Sanders is the king of $15 an hour minimum wage. Bernie Sanders always posting stuff about Walmart, blah, 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 and all that, and the money they make and stuff like that. And I get tired of seeing that. I'm like, yo, bro, you've been posting this for the past 8 years. What we going to do about it? Or what you going to do about it? Because I boycott them. Just like I'm doing Amazon, what you guys should do. Should boycott Amazon this weekend for the sake of the workers. I boycott them. I'm old school. The ways we got things done is boycott. Bernie Sanders ain't saying nothing about no boycott. Cenk Uygur ain't doing nothing about boycotting. If he don't push this $15 an hour and by any means necessary, then he's just all talk. Y'all got caught up in the rat race. I got caught up in the rat race. What a fool have I been.
4 years, as progressives should be vote, 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 vote. They're saying, well, what if we lose the vote on minimum wage? I'm going to explain to you how we're not going to lose it.
Well, you're doing the same thing that Jimmy Dore said. You're doing the same freaking thing Jimmy Dore said. Push him to a floor vote. Be aggressive. And the same excuse came out of your mouth. What if it don't work? Now you're trying to tell us, well, it will. Well, Jimmy Dore said that. It will work if you work it.
Okay? If we just have the courage to follow through, we're not going to lose it, and I need your help. I'm going to get to that in 1 second.
So if we have the courage to make some freaking videos begging and pleading and being nice and all that, that'll get it done. No, I'm not making no begging, pleading, nice videos. I'm look. Either you gonna do it, but I'm be on. You're gonna either do it, I'm gonna be on your behind, man. Especially if you come from our district. I know you're black. I know you're a brother, but if you don't do what we sent you there to do, then we gonna replace you. Just like those fools in Charlottesville, you will be replaced. You will be replaced.
Okay, but they say, well, what if we put it up for a vote and not enough Democrats vote for it? Okay, then at least we know who's on our side and who never meant it in the first place.
That's what Jimmy Dore said, you lying hypocrite fool. That's the same thing Jimmy Dore said. Now now what? Man, you are something else, man. You are something else. That's why I unsubscribe from you. That's why I want to have nothing to do with you. Because you're a fraud, Chink, Pink, whatever your name is. You're a fraud. You're a hypocrite. How you going to tell? Jimmy Dore said the same thing and you mocked and ridiculed him and tried to make it look like you're the brainiac and he's the dummy. Everybody have great ideas. Everybody can come up with a genius idea. I don't care what kind of IQ you got. Everybody can have a genius idea. And yours ain't no more genius than what his was. The only difference is you're asking us to send cute little videos to make Bernie feel good, which he was going to vote against it anyway, or he's a fraud. The only thing with him is Jimmy Dore's like, nah, you politicians need to do it. And if you're not, we the people going to put the heat on you. Which is the way it should be done. Your politicians get it done and we're going to put the heat on you. If Bernie Sanders don't get it done, I don't need to be sending Bernie Sanders no freaking videos encouraging him. Have some courage. Have some courage. Like he the freaking lion from the Wizard of Oz. No, man, you preach this, teach this, and vote on it, and you telling me you going to let this slide, man? You're a hypocrite if you do, just like Cenk is a hypocrite right here.
You think Chuck Schumer wants to increase the minimum wage? He doesn't want to increase it at all. And he goes to his voters, says, oh my God, I'm really passionate about it. Golly gee, even though I have all the power in this case, there's nothing I can do. That's literally not true. That's nothing but a lie, a total lie. And if Bernie's helping Schumer cover that up, it's totally unacceptable. I love you, brother, but look, you wrote the damn bill, not just on Medicare.
Oh, now he's trying to sell some merch. Trying to sell that merch, Cenk. Sell that merch. Yo, he wrote the bill, yes. But the same thing go for AOC and all them. She got elected on it. Twice. So the pressure is all right to put on Bernie Sanders, but the pressure ain't all right to put on AOC? Get out of here, man.
For all. But you wrote it on $15 minimum wage. That don't pull it at the last second. Guys, do videos. You put it on TikTok, put it on YouTube, Facebook, Insta, as the kids call it. Put it on Twitch. Put it anywhere you want. Put it on Mars, okay? Real.
Did you give us that idea when it came up to your precious Just Us Democrat? JUST, US Democrat. Did you say that, dude? Did you give Jimmy that idea for us to put up videos? You think these people gonna actually watch these videos? Because they know someone gonna call them out. But whatever.
Quick, just hashtag don't kill it, Bernie. But make a message to Bernie.
Hashtag don't get it, killer. He's trying to make a hashtag force to vote. Instead of using hashtag force to vote because he'll feel hypocritical about it, he gonna come up with something that kind of sound lame to me. Hashtag don't kill it, Bernie.
It could be 30 seconds. It could be as long as you want. Just saying, Bernie, you fought all this way. Finish it. Make them vote on it, Bernie. We're relying on you. Bernie won Kenobi. You're our only hope.
That's that personal relationship. Bernie won Kenobi. Mama Bear. See, that's the reason why we don't get stuff done, because we make these people out to be our heroes, our lovers, and you know our Jesuses, or in some of your cases Buddha and all that kind of stuff. You make these people to feel like they're political messiahs. No, I just love Bernie. I love Bernie. Dude told you to vote for Joe Biden, one of the biggest around. Dude told you to support Hillary Clinton. Dude had a chance to not run in the Democratic Party and run as an independent and still win, beat both Biden and Trump. If he showed that he was a real revolutionist, at least pretend. At least pretend. He didn't do it.
So it's not to criticize Bernie Sanders, it's to help him get to the right place. Okay? If he
It's not to criticize Bernie Sanders, help him to get to the right place. Who's criticizing Bernie Sanders? I criticize you when you don't get to the right place. I'm going to always push you to get to the right place. You need to get there. If not, we got a problem. I'll be on the side criticizing you. See, Cenk Uygur think the only way you can get these politicians to move or do something is don't critique them. Don't critique them when they do something wrong. But you'll critique the Republicans when they do something wrong. When they do something right, you won't critique them. But you can't do that with the Democratic Party. You can't critique them wrong or right. Man, I'm critiquing all y'all. Call me a critic.
does not ask for a vote on $15 minimum wage, that means we are not going to have one for 4 more years. 4 more years of brutal establishment rule with no fight back from progressives.
Now, what do you think happened when we had AOC and the squad did not put the pressure on Nancy Pelosi to do a floor vote in exchange for the House, Speaker of the House ship? Because she wanted it. And if she feared that she wasn't going to get it, she would have said, yes, I will do it. Even if she had to lie, she would have said, yes, I will do it because I want that power. Because she craved power. What do you call that, man? It's no different.
We can't live with it. We can't live with it. Don't break our heart, Bernie. Don't break our heart.
Well, guess what? They break your heart. Now, I don't think Bernie's going to break the heart because he ran on that. And for him to ran, let me tell you something. Bernie broke my heart a long time ago. He broke my heart a long time ago. Number one, when I found out he came up with a lame excuse for doing the crime bill, because the Violence Against Women Act was a lame excuse that not only him, but a whole bunch of people used to justify why they signed it, including black people like James Clyburn. Lame freaking excuse. James Clyburn used that same excuse, and people sit there and buy that. No, I was disappointed with you from there. But when you just caved into the Democratic Party the first time and the second time, you've been disappointing me. So like Nina Turner said, I'm going to disappoint you. And guess what? When you disappoint me, you don't get my support. Why am I going to support you when you plan on disappointing me? Nina Turner came out of her mouth and said, I'm going to disappoint you. That means you plan on disappointing me. Now I can expect everybody's not perfect. You're going to make some bad decisions. But try not to. Don't tell me you're going to make some bad decision. Just leave that alone and let it happen. She going to say that. And look, like I said, Nina Turner, sister, hello somebody, love Nina Turner. She's a fireball. She'll make a better state senator than anybody, U.S. senator, than anybody that's running right now in Ohio. And yes, she has the capability of becoming the first black female president or first real true wall-to-wall, blood-to-blood black president. Why you say that? Well, Obama half white, half black. ADOS president. Yeah, Obama daddy come from Kenya and his mama come from Kansas. Neither one of them are ADOS. He's not ADOS. So that's how I feel about that situation. But look, you disappoint me, I'm going to disappoint you. If you habitually on purpose and you continue to do it, I'm not supporting you. And to ask me to support you would be foolish. What man who continually disappoint his wife, disappoint me the first time, yeah, disappoint me the second. That's like George Bush said, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me the second time, shame on me. I'm not going to sit here and go through a life of you disappointing me. I'm out. That's why I didn't support Bernie Sanders in this election. Because I knew he was going to disappoint me again, and I wasn't giving him this shot.
So do a couple things for me. Do that video. put hashtag don't kill it Bernie on it because that was trending on Twitter last night. By the way,
Was that trending on Twitter? Because I ain't see it. Dude, stop lying. I ain't see nothing trending on Twitter. He figured whatever, if he says something, they'll go viral. Hashtag force the vote went viral. And now he's trying to copy that just to have one up on Jimmy because now he's in the same position that Jimmy Dore is in.
but that's you guys. You made a trend. Okay, 100% TYT audience. Okay, love you guys. So trust me that after we get through this step, the rest of the steps are actually relatively easy and straightforward. We can definitely pass this thing. We just need courage. That's where you come in. You've got to give them help.
And that's the same thing Jimmy Dore was saying. I'm done with this dude. I'm done with him. Look, guys, man, I got to get out of here. This guy right here, I don't know what to say about him. But man, too much light on the brother. Cenk is a hypocrite. He's just a hypocrite. He's entitled hypocrite. So is most of his staff. They figure they speak for the left. They speak for themselves. They figure they speak for progressive, the home of the progressive. The progressive centric, you mean the centric Democrat that's progressing in their centrism? Look here. Admit it, dude. Jimmy had it right, and you're copycatting him. The only thing you're doing is telling them to send a video. Jimmy Dore said call him. Put the pressure on him. You said send a video. Put the pressure on Bernie. Well, Jimmy was trying to put the pressure on a whole bunch of people so he can get to the 15. You only got one person to stop. That's the only difference. And we all know Bernie is going to vote against it because if he not, he really, really nailed the coffin, the fraud coffin. He really, really put the nail on the fraud coffin. His coffin has too many stamps of fraud on it based on his actions, not for the people recently, but for the party. Sure, he did some things in the past for the people, and he stood up for the people. But now it's mostly talking, no doing. I'll talk about it. I'll post it. But if Joe Biden don't want me to do it, I ain't doing it. Anyway, I'm done. Cenk Uygur. Cenk Uygur. Cenk Uygur, boy, is that guy a hypocrite. Shout out to Pat, the Kitty 3, Snapshot, Jack Glasser. Thank you for being on the show, baby. Bosetta, Williams. Thank you for being on the show. I'll holler at you later.